Hey everyone, we're today, it's Monday, and we're out here at the job site, and it is hot, hot. We got 5 of the upstairs beams poured. They worked late the other night and got them done. And then I'll take you up there in a minute. And then they're prepping the flooring now for they got vapor barrier around in there, blocking the concrete form blocks that are in there. And then they got gesso loaded on top of the vapor barrier. And now we're putting a gravel base down over the gesso. And then they'll pour the floor. And we've already got the monoblock up to here. And already got rebar dowels coming up. We got them in each of the areas where the rooms are going to be. There's going to be a patio out here. And then there will be a bedroom here and a bedroom over there and a bathroom in the middle. And if we walk around here, you can see there's quite a bit of shade from these giant golden bamboo I've been growing here. So we can get shade on the back of the building. And then you can see the concrete form blocks right here. Now there's going to be a kitchen here coming off the house, and it'll have a sliding glass door with steps down into the kitchen, and it'll be like a tropical veranda style kitchen with countertops here and pantry shelves, and then a gas burners, convection oven. There'll be some form of barbecue in here. I got big smokers and stuff, but I probably won't put them inside because they'll smoke, because there's going to be AC here. And I would say the kitchen will come out to about 15 feet out, and it'll be the length of the building, which is about 28 feet. And then there'll be a countertop right here looking out over the mountains, and eventually there'll be a pool right here. And then there will be like a 8-foot sliding door here, and windows in the main living room, dining room. Oh, I'm good at that, huh? And then the stairway to the upstairs will be right there. But we have a temporary construction steps going up right here. It's a mess here because they took out all the forms downstairs. So now they're going to be setting them up here. And here's the columns they got up here. This will be a bathroom right there. And a walk-in closet here. And this will be another big patio here, looking out for that beautiful view. We want to be able to sit there, and there's Mobile right over there. And going more south, Bantayan. And then just a lot of great views. Beautiful views. Today you can really see the mountain range right there. Gorgeous. Osmeña Peak is right over there. And then this will be the entrance to the master bedroom right here. And this will be a loft. And then hopefully one day before long we'll have an Airbnb looking out over the view too. So now we ordered 4-inch concrete form blocks and 5-inch. And we'll be using the 5-inch on the walls that have drain pipes, because we're using 4-inch drain pipe. So we need to be able to cover them up, but all of them will be inside the form blocks. So now you guys, let me tell you why we're using the concrete form blocks besides strength. You know, we're using, say, around approximately 3,500 psi inside the form blocks, which are right here. And they're spaced exactly 4 inches. And then today we got some 5-inch ones. And so you can literally just stack these up. You can do it in 1 at a time, 2 at a time, or up to 3 at a time. Stack them up, just make sure they're straight, level, and everything. And then you can put the rebar in there. You put a cross bar every 3. Okay, here's the 5-inch right here. You put a cross rebar every 3 blocks. And you can put as many, you know, about every 32 inches or 36 inches, put another rebar going down. And that will tie it all together. Now with the really incredibly horrible hollow blocks they have here, another option is you could make your own hollow blocks and make them about 1,000 psi like we do in the US. Here, I've been to places where you can literally break them with your fingers, and just brittle and so weak. So you can take that, and if you use these, or the hollow blocks, you have to do rendering. Once you got it in there, you do the rendering, and then you have to take a cutter and you cut where you want to put the wires in it and the pipes, and you cut it all out, chisel it out, put the pipes in, re-render it, and then you do a final rendering. It's like 2 to 3 layers depending on the crew and how straight they got them. and it's usually very thick. Plus you're using like 50% cement powder, which is really expensive. Here you only need like a 1/4 inch medium finish rendering on the outside. It's like a final finish. And I've even seen some people just leave it and use it like a brick look. Again, a little bit more of an industrial look. And it's a lot stronger. Now the hollow blocks are super cheap. Just pesos, depending on where you get them, pesos per block. And these are about 160 to 200, depending on where you're at, or a little bit more, 220 up to if you want a bigger size. And then you got, so 3 of them will do 1 square meter. They're 1 meter long, 1/3 of a meter high in width. So you stack them up. So 3 of them do a square meter. And the forms are actually usually around 3,000 psi. So the blocks are real strong. And then you just, especially, they're a little brittle until you get the concrete inside. And once you get the concrete inside, I've seen them get smashed with a sledgehammer and they don't even get damaged. You do that with the hollow blocks, they're gone. And we have 2 other houses and just settling. And there was an earthquake a while back in Cebu. We had cracks. And one of the houses, the soil gets really wet and then it dries out. That gives it more cracks. And it's just not good. This one, you're building with solid concrete instead of just, and the 4-inch hollow blocks, you cannot really hardly, the holes are only like this wide. It's very hard to get the concrete down inside there to make a solid connection. They are not, they'll tell you they're not made for structural integrity. They are non-structural. Now these here are structural. Once you fill them with concrete, if you have a single-story home and you're using like 6-inch concrete form blocks, that's all you need. You don't even, they say that you don't even need the pillars, the columns, because you're making a column. The whole thing is columns. It's very strong. Now, if you want to use columns, you can. That makes it even stronger. But 2-story, you're supposed to use columns. You need to have more strength for the upper floor. So what we're doing here is very strong columns, very strong walls. So it's all built to withstand, because we got the ocean right there. You know, it's built to withstand the heavy winds, the earthquake, a typhoon. Now, if you got a signal 5 typhoon or something, not much is going to stand up to it, but you're going to have a lot less damage. I'm going to have windows and the sliding doors, and we're going to put like 3/4-inch plywood with hurricane clips to hold them in on the windows, the doors, and everything. So that's our strategy, to just get every possible chance we have of surviving a typhoon. There was one here like about 7 years ago, I think, and it blew a few of the coconut trees down. But because of this GISO, the coconut trees are not really that deep in the ground. As you can see, like right there, there's a couple of them that blew down, and they just took the root ball with them. So But in the house across the street, which was made with hollow blocks, it lost its roof, but the house stood up. So that's the strategy. We're also, because of the way we're doing it with no contractor, and we're just buying the materials ourselves, and the engineer is hiring the labor, and he's paying the laborers, and we have an agreement for the labor every week. I think we're going to really do good on this house. It's going to be 122 square meters. Actually, once we put the kitchen on, it'll be about 1700. And probably it's going to cost us around 3 to 3.5 million. That's my estimate now. We actually bought all the materials, almost all the materials. We'll end up having to buy a little bit more. A lot of this we already paid for, like the monoblock and stuff. But everything else we paid for and it had it delivered. And so it's all, included. Of course, we don't have the appliances and stuff like that yet, but we've been doing our shopping for that and pricing it. So I think that with, we paid 400 a square meter for the land. We got an amazing deal on this gate and the wall. The well is deep well, very deep well. And I think we're just going to have a great deal on this. So any questions, just let me know. Please share, like, subscribe, and we'll try to have another one soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.